Steve, you're back in New York, and this time you're fighting at MSG. How does that feel?
Oh man, it feels amazing. This is everything that I've ever dreamed of, everything that I worked hard for.
You know, last week we had one of the biggest upsets,
Yeah.
one of 3 in history.
Yeah.
How does that motivate you?
It is motivation. I mean, I've already been inspired and motivated just to be on this stage. But when you see something like that, I think not only does it motivate me, it motivates the fans and the critics. They want to tune in because you must realize that anything happens when 2 men get in the ring.
Of late, we've had great personalities coming out of Canada representing very well the sport of boxing. What does that mean to you to bring the Canadian flag with you?
It means everything. It's a great feeling to represent your country. And not only am I representing my country, I'm looking to gain fans worldwide, being that DAZN is available around the world. So it's a great opportunity for me.
Gennady, you're finally back in New York after a long break. How does it feel to be back in the Big Apple?
I feel great. Look, thank you, my fans. Thank you, all boxing fans. This is great reaction. This is amazing atmosphere.
You have new changes in your corner. You have Jonathan Banks. What has he added to your training camp and your style?
Everything is different. My training camp is different completely. Okay, guys, I don't have maybe a lot of time, like maybe last 3 weeks, and right now I feel beautiful. I feel, very good.
Can you give us a quick idea? You guys just did mitts with Jonathan. What did he change, if he changed anything to your style?
Boxing. I have my Mexican style, my amateur Kazakhstan style. Right now Jonathan bring more American style, like from Detroit, Emmanuel Stewart, Jim. Right now I feel like a boxing hybrid, like a mix.
We just saw Steve Rolls doing a couple of moves right there. What challenge does he bring to the ring for you?
I work hard every day because, I need maybe more. This is my first step with Steve Rolls. If I beat him, I believe I need more, I try a lot.
So Jonathan, you're back at MSG, now you're working with Triple G. You brought him in at 164. Why 164?
Well, with the long layoff, there was no point to push it to the middleweight limit of 160 because he's not fighting for a title. So why push it if you don't have to?
Let's talk about camp a little bit. This is your first time working with him. What did you work on? What did you think was necessary to bring to this fight?
I mean, just a little bit of movement, a little bit of timing, and a better rhythm. Because I think with that concept, he can adjust to any style instead of just some styles. And it doesn't matter who they bring to the ring, he will be able to adjust to it and he'll be able to defeat him.
What made Rolls interesting for you for this fight?
I think he could give Triple G the movement. He's gonna move because he's a physically smaller guy. And this is his life chance. He's fighting for the world. His life could change because of the winning or losing of the fight. So that fighter is gonna always take a better punch and fight a lot harder than he ever fought before.
Based on your experience, not only as a fighter, but always training somebody like Klitschko at that level, how has chemistry been part of this training camp, and how is that coming along?
Chemistry is so beautiful right now. It fit like a glove from the first day we shook hands. It's not like we didn't know each other. We met before on certain occasions. We knew of each other, but this was our first time really talking and working together, and it fit like a glove. When something fits, it fits. It's hard to explain, but it does fit.
It sure seems like it by what we just saw right now in the workout. And real quick, with your experience, not only as a fighter but as a trainer, and also being part of an upset, like when Vladimir lost to Anthony Joshua, what are your sights and your views and thoughts on Andy Ruiz beating Anthony Joshua?
Well, I seen it coming. I was telling Triple G because how cold and how dry Anthony Joshua was walking to the ring. Ruiz was taken lightly by his whole camp. Because because a lot of people look at the makeup of a fighter on the outside and they have no way to determine how hungry this kid is. Again, I told the other people, when you have someone that's fighting for their life chance to change, you can never overlook that person because the punches they'll take on every day, it's not the same punches they'll take for their lives to change. You ever heard a story of a mother who picked up a car to save her child? The strength comes from the desire to survive. And this was his chance to survive. If he would have lost this, who knows if he ever would have got another title shot. But he took advantage of it, and you can never underestimate a guy. That's why even with Rose, I tell Triple G, no, he's not fighting for the title, but he's fighting, he wants your spot. He's fighting for your spot. So with him fighting for your spot, you cannot overlook this kid whatsoever.